Well, hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for July 2024. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Pisces, this is your month of July reading. Firstly, I'd like to apologize for the delay it has taken me to get this reading to you all, but unfortunately I had a bit of an allergic reaction which completely wiped me out, took out my voice, but also swelled my hands. Really weird. But anyway, I'm nearly back to best, well enough to do your monthly reading, so here we are. I just wanted to thank you for your patience, and let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Pisceans? What do they need to know regarding the month of July? You know, I can't believe it's here already. The year is certainly flying on by really quickly. And as, of course, we've moved into Cancerian season. On a personal level, how it's going to affect us all is July is the month where you're going to be more focused on self-care, your nearest and dearest, as well as the place that you consider home. Now, creating a peaceful and supportive environment will be very important to you at this time. Letting those that you care about know how much you love them and opening yourself up to their love and appreciation too, without sacrificing your own needs for others. Expect a yearning to nest or maybe do some DIY, reorganize or declutter your life in some way. Also, to reaffirm important relationships to you, spending good quality time with those who mean the most and prioritizing the simple pleasures in life, as well as reconnecting to what brings you joy and fulfillment. Now, I'm not going to say that this is an easier month because there are some bumpy planetary alignments there. But this is a nicer feeling month, so it's about accessing those deep feelings within you. Some of you may feel compelled to take a vacation during this period, or at least book one for later on in the year if you're lucky enough to be able to do that. You're going to be adding more fun things to do this month, as well as go on solo self-care endeavors to reunite with your higher self. This really is a nurturing and caregiving month, focusing on what you value the most, but also on a deeper level, there are a lot of other shifts going on behind the scenes. Now we have the new moon on the 5th of July. And that really opens a powerful gateway to reconnecting to a part of yourself that you may have felt like you've lost touch with. A new awareness opens during this period, giving birth to new ideas, new adventurous pathways, and your emotional compass guides you at a heightened pace. I just caught that in time there. It guides you at a heightened pace so that you can focus on your own needs, but also rediscover what you're capable of, set higher, healthier boundaries, and truly relate to the world around you to vocalize your own needs and, of course, most importantly, have them met as well. It's really a time of asking, how do you feel? And you are really up in your feelings with your first card there. Well, I mean, you have some major arcana cards here as well, which we will go into, but this really is the first sort of energy card, which is like you're replenishing your cup for yourself, and, you know, you're really deeply in your feelings this month, maybe even a little bit more sensitive than usual. But we will get there in a moment to discuss what's happening for you directly. But I just want you to be aware of like planetary shifts, so you can see why maybe you may be feeling certain things, okay? As I said, it's a time of asking how you feel, like setting intentions to create more stability and security in your life and also in your relationships. Now, we do have Sirius, the most powerful and brightest star in the sky, encouraging us all to do some deep soul searching, asking bigger philosophical questions about the next steps of your path to reestablish your independence and get organized on healthier life practices or even routines. Now, Jupiter, planet of prosperity and expansion, expansion, it passes over Aldebaran, which is often called the Eye of the Bull, which is considered one of the luckiest stars, amplifying real opportunities for better luck and surprising positive outcomes. So you have Jupiter and the Eye of the Bull coming together. So expect the unexpected, some really nice surprises coming out there. Now, of course, as I always say, with every positive, there is an opposite. I'm going to stop saying a negative from now. I'm going to say, there is an opposite. We have Saturn retrograding until the 15th of November, okay? Now, it's not really a negative thing, let's put it that way. It can give way to second chances or opportunities to reevaluate and revisit to improve certain areas of your life. Saturn retrograde, they want that one there as well. Okay, one more I'm being given from my guides as well. Saturn retrograde, it does have the potential to dampen your fun a little bit, which you're going to be a little bit frustrated about because your 5th house is governing you at the beginning of the month, and that's all about the pursuit of pleasure. But we'll talk about that in a moment. But what happens with a Saturn retrograde is it kind of demands that you get more organized on making your life run smoothly first without overstretching yourself, and then it gives way to fun. It can be a bit of a hard taskmaster, but this retrograde, slowing everything down, can actually help you rather than hinder you. There is always purpose in pause, and as you as a Piscean, you are often associated with the hangman energy. You understand that in silence comes wisdom. So this can be a really big eye-opening time for you on a personal development level there as well. Now, of course, it will take the pressure off so that you can prioritize what's important during this period. But also this month, it can amplify delays. And this is where, especially if you're traveling, it can frustrate. Saturn retrograde tests and teaches us lessons on patience. But the savior of the day, we do have the second full moon in the sign of Capricorn, which is often considered a blue moon. It helps to reassess your workload or your projects, to release money blocks, which is very important, and then ambition will return. Everything starts moving as it should as delays subside. So you can get busy accomplishing your goals. Now, on a global scale, we do have some very volatile energy to be mindful of. Mars conjuncts Uranus on the 15th of July, and this can lead to some major shakeups. Reshuffles of leadership, people stepping down or being nudged out of the way, you know what I mean, out of their positions, shocking events or news stories as well, as conflicts and confrontations, very intense and unpredictable energy. Mars is fiery and passionate, and Uranus, of course, is unpredictable and a bit of a rebel as well there. And of course, Saturn, the edge is taken off a little bit. So it can indicate that these things unfold in a very sort of shocking way, and then everything slows down to process what's going on. But this conjunction, it can actually feel very revolutionary, like nothing will ever be the same after this moment. Now, on a personal level, it could be a personal revelation. It doesn't have to be an event, but it could be. But a personal revelation, for example, you could suddenly go, you know what? I'm tired of accepting the same old thing all the time. I want to shake things up a little bit. Or are you accepting less than you truly deserve in some area of your life? And you're like, enough. You're drawing that line in the sand and saying no. So it can actually be a really wonderful energy to help you state boundaries and to really revolutionize your life in some way. Now, also, I would like to say that Pluto has been very active over the last couple of months, so critical exposés will continue, bringing anything to light that has been hidden from the collective, really dishing the dirt on everything, and that will continue, especially with people in the public eye as well. I've been mentioning this for quite some time. We have been seeing it, but will continue. And I want to say it will shock, but are we shocked anymore? I think we're all kind of expecting the unexpected now, but with that Mars-Uranus conjunction, it almost tells us we should be shocked. Okay, because we should stop letting things slide, as it were. It's kind of like enough is enough. This has gone on too long. So that's the energy that we're kind of being governed by at this moment in time. Now, the latter period of July is all about extremes. So, and I hope that I'm really wrong on this, but major or freak weather events like earthquakes, hurricanes, that are stronger than usual for this time of year in places that sometimes it's not typical That could also occur. And of course, as we move out of Cancerian season into Leo season, water levels can also be affected too. So please pay close attention to that as well. Now, the conjunction Mars-Uranus, it can also lead to electrical storms. You know, we get those all the time, but these sort of weather systems will be more increased during this time. The power will be much more increased, so it can disrupt or cause power outages. Social media platforms, apps may go down, you know, especially from the middle of July, or have glitches. I mean, these two shall pass, right? It's not going to be like detrimental to everything, but I want you to be aware that these things could happen. So save down any work that you're finding important at this time. Also, mid-month, you know, I would say expect the unexpected. Also, just before I get to your reading, I am bringing back the competition to win a free personal reading from me. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I've not been able to offer it until now. So now that the issues have been resolved, I'm opening it up again, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. I just wanted you to know the planetary alignments. Let's get straight to your reading. Your first card there is the Sun card. Now, you got some really positive energy at the beginning of the month. I feel like you are in the pursuit of pleasure, of course, because of your fifth house. So you're trying to be more positive, even though I see that you've been going through a period of struggle. Some of you, I feel things have been really turbulent. I mean, you've got the Temperance card in the Resistance position, so there may have been a lot of disruptive energy. You've been struggling with something, maybe even feeling a little bit out of control in your emotions, and you're just trying to kind of like understand why things happen in certain ways, and try and resolve things within yourself, and try to create some level of balance and harmony, and just get a grip on things, because I feel things have been really, really hard, okay? With the Hierophant there in the Resistance position as well, I feel like you've had a test, not just of patience, because the Temperance is there, but also a test of faith in some area of your life. And I'm sending you a huge hug out there. It's a bit of a struggle. I mean, your Seven of Wands there is the defenses are up, okay? So some of you may feel that you've had to really protect yourself, or that you have felt that, you know, your plans haven't gone the way that you'd hoped for at this time, or you've just been exhausted. You know, you've been battling away on something, and the Seven of Wands is like you're tired, you know, because it's in the Resistance position. So it's kind of like you just need a rest, you need to relax, and life may not afford you that luxury at this time. So I feel like you're battling on. And again, I'm sending you a huge hug out there, but I do see that there is cause for celebration in your month of July. I also see that with the Hangman there, you're going to get an opportunity to relax, see things from a different perspective. Don't get me wrong, I feel like you're going to be very busy in the month of July, very productive, getting a lot done. But also I feel that, you know, you are going to, especially if you've been worried about money, I feel like you're turning something around financially in the month of July. And I feel either you're setting something up to create a new source of income, or you're going to hear that a benefit or a pension, or maybe your acquisitions, they rise slightly. There seems to be an increase here. And for some of you, if you are out of a job, for example, and you're currently looking for a job, I see a new one coming in, but I feel, and don't take this the wrong way, I feel it's not really at the level that you should be at. So you may take something that's just a little bit, and I feel it's almost like the money starts off at a certain level and then it increases. You know, I feel like you are someone who's super gifted and super talented, and I feel there is a wonderful opportunity coming here, but it gives you an opportunity to grow within the company. Okay, so I feel some of you, it's not that you're taking a pay cut. I don't see that at all. But I feel like you may have been a certain status in a previous position, and you may be like very interested in some other area of expertise, but in the same industry. I mean, with the page there, it could be that you're deciding to do something completely different or new, and you feel like you are starting from scratch. But actually, it feels like you're starting from experience and able to expand a role and bring in more money. There's more wealth, Okay, I want you to be aware, but the Five of Pentacles is there for a reason. Some of you, it could be if you're out of a job right now, you're dipping into your savings and you're a little bit nervous, you're a little bit worried about the weight. But I do see that you are going to be sitting at tables where you will be celebrated. I see success here. I see awards in the future. So if you are worried right now, I feel like, there is a bit of a turning point happening for you there. If you are in a career right now as well, I definitely see something being offered to you. It feels more like an incentive of new money. Okay, so it could be a rise. It could be a bonus, but I feel more than anything, it could be like an indication that there is a new project or new role available to you that you're going to really enjoy. But I feel it happens after you come back from a break. So, some of you could be on vacation right now listening to this reading, but I feel if you haven't gone on a vacation just yet and you're about to take one, I feel when you come back, there is some financial news that you're going to be quite happy about. Now, moving away from that, if you're not in a career, either you're retired or you're a home help. Being a home help is also a career. If you're a parent, I'd like to say that being a parent should be considered a career as well, because you have lots of skills being a parent. You have negotiation skills, you have a lot of patience, you're a team player, you're all of the things. You have to talk down some hairy situations sometimes. So, it should be considered a career path as well. But anyway, there we are. With the Sun card, I feel like, you are finding more joyful moments in life. You're trying to basically see the positive side of the situation that you're going in. And I feel that even though some of you are struggling with something, things are going to get infinitely better for you in the month of July. Have faith. Now, that's easier said than done sometimes. But with the Sun card, this is your protagonist energy. So I feel like you've been going through, on a personal level, a major period of enlightenment and awakening. Okay. And as we all know, that most spiritual awakenings, they rarely happen when you're just sitting there calmly, on the grass, peacefully trying to connect to your higher self. They normally happen when you're in the middle of a frustrated period of your life, or anger or conflict, or when things are really stressy or there's been a lot of chaos. That's when you have your major spiritual awakening, and it shows you what you're capable of. And I feel like you're a very strong person. You've been going through a lot, but I do see that, you are on the right path, and there is something here that is going to harmonize your life in some way, but also give you joy, give you a reason to celebrate. Okay. It'll be personal to everybody. So it depends on what you're going through right now. But the Sun card, this is also a card of abundance. So I do see an increase in finances this month. The Sun card is about nurturing. It's about putting the spotlight on areas of your life that you need to prioritize in. So I feel like you're going to be very productive, getting your projects done. But the main energy I'm getting here is building security. Of course, as you can see, there's a brick wall there being built. I feel some of you are just taking stock of your life and where you need to basically pay a little bit more attention to things that you love doing. Your fifth house is governing you at the beginning of the month. So these cards, with the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Cups, and the Sun card, this is you wanting to let your hair down, have fun, or, accept invitations perhaps. Maybe even, because I do see there is two invitations coming in. One of them, it's a place where love is celebrated. So it could be someone's birthday, could be a barbecue, people coming together. But I also see a reunion. So it could be someone that you haven't seen for a long time reaches out and says, hey, I've got you on my mind, let's catch up. Or it could be that there's actually an organized reunion between you and classmates or college friends or ex-workers or whatever. I just feel like there's a bit of reunion energy. And some of you may be traveling to see family, or family are coming to see you, because I feel this energy of you sort of coming out of your comfort zone to have a lot of fun, maybe even connect to some creative endeavors this month, because I feel, this is all about what's important in life this month. And your spotlight is firmly on love and on turning things around for the better. Good luck headed your way. Sudden opportunities. If you are looking for love, these cards say, get yourself out there, peacock yourself, you know. Wow. I just heard shake a leg. Shake a leg. I don't talk like that. So, I don't know, maybe there's a grandparent in spirit who's coming through who's like, shake a leg. I can't identify the energy right now, so I just heard shake a leg. So maybe that's like go somewhere where there's dancing, or I mean, shake a leg, where else would you do that? Maybe at a party or maybe at the gym, I'm not sure. But if you are looking for love, I feel like this is about you just going out there, you know, feeling comfortable in your own skin, celebrating yourself because you are you and that is your superpower. You can't be anybody else, and you are lovable exactly the way that you are, okay? So I feel like there is someone coming in here who is steady and true, and if you are looking for love, it's going to take you quite by surprise. But I feel you're out and about when you meet this person. I feel it's you going to an invitation, or, I mean, it could be that there's like a community event that you decide to go to and you've seen like a poster of it or like an advertisement for it. That's an invitation in itself. So I feel some of you could be going to something like that if you haven't been invited to something like personally. But I see you being in a crowd of people where you meet this person. So if you are looking for love, this month is actually a really like hyper increased energy period where you could meet someone where there is love. But ultimately, the Ace of Cups is the cup that starts with the self first. So a lot of self-care routines. This is about you having unconditional love for you and the people that you truly care about. But also, you know, love and joy and being present in the moment gives hope. So if you have been going through a very difficult time, I feel like you're trying to be a little bit more present to find things that bring you joy, whether that is, you know, spending time with a good friend, nattering over the last couple of years, what's gone on, or catching up, or whether it's going to a soccer game with some friends, or whether it's like going down to the local community center or bar where you're just catching up with people, or whether it's you painting or, you know, fixing bikes, whatever it is that you love doing for you. I feel like you're doing more of it in the month of July there, okay? Now, the Ace of Cups also indicates some gift being offered to you, something that you're really going to love, and it's a surprise. Now, of course, with this energy, I feel like you're literally going to get a gift from somebody. Right now I'm seeing a book, okay? So it could be someone gifts you a book, or perhaps gives you a book recommendation for you to read that's going to be instrumental to your personal development and growth, or to you sort of spending some time out of everyday life and in your rich imagination. I'm also being given the word broadcasting. So maybe it's something that you hear over the radio, perhaps, or maybe some of you, if you are into broadcasting, I feel there could be a lucrative deal or opportunity offered to you this month. I'm not seeing a contract per se here, but I do feel important documents will be signed. So it could be like a, you know, an NDA, a personal sort of an agreement there, but the contract may come a little bit later towards the end of July there. But the Ace of Cups, it's basically about feeling peace, feeling harmony. And I feel this is you trying to choose being positive mindset. And I feel some of you may be going through a personal development stage where you've promised yourself that no matter what, you're going to try and be really positive, and those results are turning your life around, okay? You know, I'm just being given this energy of waking up in the morning, and the first thing doing is sitting on the side of the bed and saying to the universe how grateful you are. Or if you celebrate a source or a religion or a belief system, you're thankful and sort of speaking gratitude out to the ether, and you're going to see your everyday circumstances infinitely improve. But I do see a gift or an opportunity heading your way in the month of July that you're absolutely going to love, okay? And it's good fortune. I mean, this is a card that can indicate more money, like sudden windfalls, sudden opportunities or wishes that you've been asking for being granted. But also it can be that some of you are taking a risk on something because, you know, Wheel of Fortune can be a gamble. And for some of you with the Seven of Wands here and the Temperance card, it could be that you're thinking about launching something that you has an idea, perhaps. Maybe it's a business idea. Maybe it is, something that will help other people in the community or in the company that you work for, perhaps. Or if you're retired, for example, it could be that you are thinking about purchasing property abroad, or you're deepening your spiritual gifts, and you're actually deciding to take a trip on a spiritual retreat somewhere. I really get this sense of, you know what, I haven't done that before. Let's just do it. So I'm really getting that sort of embracing the moment for you this month. Now, of course, we have the Hierophant there, and it's in the resistance position. For those of you who are in a career environment where you work for a company, I feel like, there could be some restructure going on with management there as well. And it may throw the energy of the company into a bit of a disruptive state, a little bit of chaos there, as there is a reshuffle. The Seven of Wands, it can also indicate some people then start to be a little bit nervous, because I'm seeing some people quite quitting, but I'm also seeing this energy of downsizing. And I feel for some of you, I'm getting two energies. It's almost like I'm getting half the Pisceans who are seeing this happen sort of put the resume out there to find new opportunities. By the end of July, I see that you'll have news on a new opportunity if you're deciding to leave a place, okay? If you're going for an interview this month, especially with the Five of Pentacles there, remember what makes you different from everybody else, okay? Especially if you feel like you don't have some of the skill set on your resume that the company that you're interviewing for are asking for. Because what I feel is they're looking for someone who is really talented and gifted, and that's you, but also they're willing to train on the job, on systems that perhaps you haven't actually had access to. So I would just say go for any opportunity that you really want, regardless of what it is that they're asking for, because I feel like you're going to be pleasantly surprised, okay? Although the money may be slightly not what you're hoping for at first, but you will staircase once you move after the probationary period, okay? Also, I feel with the Temperance card, if you are in a company where you work with other people, there could be some very impatient energy, okay? I feel almost like a lot of people are away on vacation, or maybe some off sick there with that Five of Pentacles, but I'm getting a sense that it's almost like a skeleton kind of staff going on. So it may mean there's extra work for you and others, and there may be just a little bit of an energy of everyone trying to pull together, but at the same time being a bit frustrated. Okay, so that's coming out there as well. I don't see anybody here being unkind to you, or snapping or anything. I just feel there's a general sort of grumbly kind of energy, but you're trying to really remain positive. Now, for those of you who are, of course, not in a career, this is more about you developing your spiritual gifts, but also deepening your faith. And also, I'm getting this sense that some of you may have been putting off some course of learning, okay? So it could be that you thought about learning a language and you're like, okay, I'll do it, but I'll do it next month, or I'll do it next week, and it just hasn't materialized because you've been so busy. I see that you've been pushed and pulled in many different directions here, and things have been a bit of a struggle. So I feel July, especially the end of the July, this is your month to really embrace whatever course of learning it is that you're hoping for. For some of you, it could be online courses, or it could be in-person courses as well. It could be an app. Remember, there may be some glitches as you go through the month there, but I definitely see this month is all about absorbing new knowledge and really embracing the moment. Also, with the Hierophant there, this can be a card of advice, okay? So because we have the Ace of Cups there, some of you, not all of you, I'm getting an energy of if you are in a high-level commitment with somebody and things have been a little bit tense recently, some of you may actually talk about getting like a counselor or some sort of advice to help basically each party understand each other on a deeper level. And I feel this will be very beneficial if you're thinking about doing this. I actually feel that, you'll bring that spark back into the relationship, because there's still a lot of love there, okay? Life just gets in the way, There's a lot of pressure, because I feel a lot of pressure here. So if you are in a high-level commitment with somebody and things have been extra pressurized, I feel that there is a potential to get some help there. But ultimately, if you decide not to get some help, I see a romantic getaway really reaffirming how you feel about each other. And it doesn't have to be like this big, expensive trip somewhere. I feel like just date night, right? Or a good quality, maybe if you're lucky enough to have like a weekend away or something like that. I really see that happening and it being like a wonderful, magical experience away from the pressures of life. Just you two in your little bubble, reaffirming what you fell in love with in the first place. So I see that happening there as well. Okay. Now, for those of you, as I said, who are not in a relationship, there is the potential here for you to have one. But those of you who are like happily single and not looking to mingle at all, I definitely see you just getting out there, having more fun, bringing a little bit more adventure into your life. That Four of Wands is like, where's the party at? So with the Temperance card there, I feel like some of you have not had the balance in your life because it is in the resistance position, but it will go into the upright. I feel like you have had a lot on your plate recently, been very busy, but also struggling with something. I feel there's been a bit of an inner battle going on. And some of you, especially if you have had a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders, I feel like you're the sort of person who doesn't want to ignore your responsibilities. So I feel life may have been tipped in one side, as it were, that you've been just focusing on responsibilities. And now your fifth house is saying, okay, now it's time for fun. Okay, you need to have, a little bit of a break. So I feel like you're being nudged out of your comfort zone there as well. Also, remember your 11th house is taking over from that mid-month, and that's all about your hopes, dreams, and wishes. So whatever it is that you are wishing for, because the Sun card, the Ace of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune, it indicates you're going to manifest it. It's going to happen, and it may even surprise you and come a lot quicker than you expect. Remember, thoughts become things, but there must be harmony in your life when you wish for it, okay? So it's taking a moment of calmness in order to focus and, basically visualize whatever it is that you want, attach a feeling to it, and then just leave it. Trust the process that it will show up for you there as well, okay? Now, I'm just being given this, and it is something from me. I don't really like to put any thoughts or visions of me into anybody's reading, but it is coming up. They want me to mention it just to kind of underline how manifestation really does work. Like many, many years ago, I set up a vision board for myself because I'd gone through a very chaotic period in my life where I just literally lost everything. And I was very, very shocked and still and didn't know what life was going to bring next, really. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this manifestation vision board stuff a go, okay? And I really approached it like that. Like, there's got to be something in it because I really need something right now. I need a lifeline is what I was feeling. And so I got a vision board up. I really searched for quite some time, actually. I was very precise about what it is I wanted on that. And I searched for the things that I really truly wanted, and I put them on the board. I kid you not. Don't get me wrong. It took me like, I would say a year or two. Some things on that vision board came quite quickly, but a year or two later, I could not believe it. I'd almost like forgotten about the vision board. I'd put it up every time I walked in and out of a door, in particular in my, apartment. I obviously saw it. It was just there, but it was like peripheral vision. It was just there. I wasn't staring at it every day going, dear universe, please make it happen. It was just there. And I would just walk back and forth, and then it was in my life. Then it was real. It was like on the physical plane. And I was like, whoa, there is really something to this. So I would say getting up a vision board, or if you haven't got one, put it somewhere that you kind of go all the time. I say to my friends, either put it on the fridge, you go to the fridge all the time, or a door that you go in and out of, just put it on the side, and it's just there, and it's just informing part of your brain that's connecting to the vibrations, and it will show up for you, okay? So I feel strong manifestation this month, really important. But also, some of you may think about launching an internet business as well, because the 11th house connects to that, or even network for business. This is a prime time to meet people that can help you in your endeavors. The Temperance card really is about patience, and some of you may actually be losing your patience with somebody, because, I feel like you've given this person or this situation enough opportunities to step up. So I really feel that you're doing you right now and just kind of like distancing yourself from this person who's either pushing your buttons or basically promising the world and delivering nothing. It just feels like, no, you're not doing this anymore. You're drawing that line in the sand. Now, of course, the Temperance card, it connects also to your life's purpose. And a lot of you are going to be focusing on your direction this month because you have the Judgment card there. So some of you may be weighing up some options, something that's important to you. You have to make a decision on it. And it's almost like you're looking at all the ingredients of life that you require and seeing what the missing ones are. And you're going in search of those missing ones. And you're going to accomplish whatever it is you set out to do. But this is about re-examining priorities. But what I see here is it's almost like you don't need to re-examine priorities at this time because you know what you want. And you're going after it, and you're going to accomplish it, whatever it is. Whether it is you're campaigning for something to change in your neighborhood, whether it is you standing for something that you believe in, whether it's you accomplishing a financial goal or a parental role, or whether it's a friendship goal you have, whatever it is, I feel like your focus on it, your spotlight on it will transform it this month as well. Now, we do have the Seven of Wands. I'm being given an energy here of something that you thought was over or lost out on, or it didn't go your way, something that almost you've given up on, it's coming back around. So I'm just going to give you an example. If you interviewed for a high-level position or a job a couple of months ago, but you didn't hear anything about it, suddenly it's coming back in July. You're going to hear some news on it, okay? If you entered a competition months ago, you may hear about it. Actually, I'll just mention the competition whilst we're here. All you have to do for the competition, actually, to win a personal free reading, it will be free. I will never ask anyone for money for anything there. All you have to do is find a moment of quietness and then play a song that is called You're the Voice by John Farnham. Then in the comments box below, just write this sentence: I stand strong with an attitude of gratitude. Music, of course, as you know, my beautiful Pisceans, raises vibrations, and we really are in a very critical stage of the world where raising vibrations is so important, okay? So my guides gave me this song. Playing this song, it will raise the vibrations. And of course, if you don't like this particular song, because of course it's not going to be everybody's taste, then please choose one that really resonates with you more. The effect will be the same. It's just that my guides offered me this one for the competition. I mean, I love the song. It's not my taste in music. However, it really gives me something of goosebumps and things like that. So I'm like, this is a great song to listen to. But anyway, if you don't want to listen to that one, please choose one of your own and the effect will be the same. Now, my guides will point me to the direction of one subscriber to offer the personal reading to, and I'll announce that competition winner at the end of the month. Anyway, let's get straight on to the rest of your reading. The Seven of Wands, it will be in the upright, which means right now you are at your personal best. You can never be the past version of you. You can never be the future version of you. You can only be you right now in this present moment. Embrace all that you are in this moment. You are at your personal best. Now, this is a card that also indicates something that has been difficult and hard to achieve. You're not giving up on it. And you're going to see the results of all that hard work, something you've been committing your energy to. You're going to see things work in your favor the way you intended it to. This doesn't have to be career related. It can be, in terms of your relationships, friendships, environments, whatever it is that you have been focusing all your energy on, because the Sun card is a big ball of energy. So it's like where your attention goes, that's where you're going to see the most growth in your life in the month of July. And it's going to be so exciting. I also see you like listening to your calling, your inner wisdom. And this is you making some level of judgment in your life to make a decision. Which path are you going to take? You're going to take that left or you're going to take that right? Either decision you make will be the right one because you're following your heart. Your heart knows the way. But I feel destiny intervenes this month to throw up some options for you, and it's going to be quite an exciting month, actually. Something that you will celebrate, absolutely. So if you're waiting for a call, it's going to be positive. If you're waiting for a piece of information or news, it's going to be a win, because that Four of Wands tells me that you are going to be really excited and enthusiastic about what's coming in there as well. Now, of course, the Judgment card is about understanding yourself on a different level. So very deeply reflective month for you. And it really is about you knowing what steps you're called forward to take next. So this is all about your direction. And of course, we have the Four of Wands there. This initially is a card, of course, of celebration. It's a card of being in a very new creative phase, lots of new ideas, inspiration, taking pleasure in the present moment, harmonizing relationships, being in sync with who you are and also with your desires. So you'll be celebrating friendship. You'll be celebrating your endeavors and feel really proud of yourself, because I feel like you're going to be very productive and get a lot done. Some of you are going to have a vacation, and when you come back, it's about that gear shift of getting back into the rhythm of life again, but you will have had like a bird's eye view perspective of your life. Sometimes when we take a step back, take a break, we see everything from a different, fresh perspective. And I feel with that hangman right here, you know, this break is going to give you the quality time that you need to really see the direction. Because when you're in the midst of something, you know, when you're just in the day-to-day doing of life, you're not really thinking so much. You're just like doing, right? So I feel you're going to have a moment of respite to pause and reflect, and that's going to really help you for the next steps there too. Now, the hangman is a card of relax, okay? You have a couple of cards here that says you really need a break. If you don't give yourself that break, that Five of Pentacles indicates you could get a seasonal cold or feel a little bit, you know, struggling with low energy, low vibration, because you're run down in some way. For some of you, especially since you've got the Temperance card in the resistance position, it can tell me some of you have been feeling like not quite yourself for a while. You may have been going to a practitioner to find out why, especially if you're in like a stage of life where things are changing. So for example, if you're going through the menopause, it may be that your hormones are out of balance or out of whack. For some of you, it could be, you know, if you're just like so busy, you're on the go all the time, that you are depleted in a certain vitamin, or you haven't had the right amount of sleep, you're running on empty. They're actually showing me, bizarrely, they're showing me like a phone battery, and it is like about to be over. It's like the battery is like calling to be charged. Okay, so I feel this is symbolic of how you're feeling right now, but you're going to have lots more energy in the month of July. And because I'm doing this reading at the beginning of July, you should start to feel this energy rise within you and a little bit more positivity. I mean, some of you, when I just look at the overarching energy, you're just desperately needing a break. Maybe somewhere that's warm, where the birds are singing, there's nature, you know, somewhere where you can be at one with the sky and the sea and the sand. It doesn't have to be, but because you've got so much, like, especially the stars, you know, there's something, it's almost like the stars are calling you to romanticize your life in some way, or fall in love with your life again, reignite that lust for life, or embrace the whimsy in some way. And that's really hard to do if you are working really hard day to day in a job that sometimes feels like you're unseen or not appreciated. Sometimes it can also feel really difficult when you're a parent trying to, you know, guide your children, but at the same time do a job. You know, it can be really hard to just do all the things in life, pay the bills, you know, find a little moment of time for yourself. So I want you to be aware that you're doing a really great job, and you should celebrate yourself, because that Four of Wands can also indicate celebrating yourself. I do feel there's a major project here, or some sort of plan that you've put on hold or is ticking over in the background. You're going to make a little bit more progress on that this month, whatever that is. I feel like it's like way off. So for example, it could be that, you know, you're planning to move later next year to a different neighborhood, but right now, you know, you're still keeping your eyes peeled either for the right property, or you're saving towards this move, or you're putting plans in motion to get a job in a new area. For some of you, if you're retired, for example, it could be that you're thinking about what country is calling you at this time, where you want to travel to next, what projects you want to focus on. You know, maybe it's more about your life's purpose and deepening your belief system, and really, you know, opening yourself up to other cultures as well, and enriching your life in different ways. So it could also be that you have a yearning for more historical kind of environments, because you have the Hierophant there, which is all about history. It's about establishments. It's about societies and the way that they were governed. Also, you could be thinking about society right now and how it's governed and the establishments that are currently governing different parts of the world. With the Temperance card there and the Seven of Wands, some of you are a bit cautious. This is a major year, of course, for reshuffles of establishments and power plays and things like that. So some of you may be a little bit cautious. You feel we're in a very chaotic time. You would not be wrong, of course. The Temperance card in the resistance position, the Hierophant being all about the structure of society. Some of you may be just keeping your eyes peeled on, how things are changing so monumentally around us and what it means for us all as a society wherever you are. So some of you may be a little bit cautious, but still you're trying to be really positive and live right now in the present moment so that these thoughts in the background do not rob you of joy. Okay, it's so important. Sometimes we can be overwhelmed, especially since you are a very sensitive person who has access to very deep emotions, which is your superpower, by the way. I feel, it's important to recognize that these world events, whilst, they are huge and we can have an empathy for people going through certain things. We can also be cautious because we see certain things that are being restructured or certain things that we don't understand right now, and we can feel a little bit anxious. But we must remember that, we can prepare for an eventuality, but don't be scared because, that will rob you of joy. Okay, so that's coming out. It may not resonate with everyone, but that's what's coming out there as well. I see you're in a really good position. And I feel, you are kind of having an opportunity to sort of relax and focus more on your direction at this time. And of course, the people that you care about the most. Now, we do have a Five of Pentacles. Okay, now the Five of Pentacles can indicate something has not been working in your world right now. For some of you, this could be savings. We've got inflation. The economy is, pretty poor at the moment. So it feels very much like tightening the purse strings because a little is not going a long way at the moment. You may notice that groceries, of course, everything's like higher than usual. So some of you are implementing stricter budget plans into place. With the Page of Pentacles, I actually feel like you're going to find discounts. And find a better way of spreading your costs around. But also, for some of you, it could be that you're ending, a subscription with a service provider because you feel like their service is not up to scratch. And you may find someone else who basically does the same thing for a decent amount of money, but actually you get a better quality service. For some of you, you could be cutting out like subscriptions, perhaps that you don't utilize anymore. I just feel like a cutting back kind of energy where you are just saying, actually, I don't use that anymore. Anything that you need or you enjoy. I still see that you're treating yourself. You're able to have the things that you like in your life. But at the same time, I feel like it's almost like you're just looking at what is not necessary and you're cutting out the unnecessary at this time. Now, of course, the Five of Pentacles, I would say for some of you, especially if you're going out and doing a lot of partying in the month of July, make sure your vitamins are up to scratch because I do feel that there is the potential there for a little bit of a weakened immune system. I gotta say it. I'm not a medical practitioner, so please get any advice if you're worried about anything. I don't see kind of anything to be worried about here, but with the Seven of Wands and the Five of Pentacles there, this is like protect your immune system, okay? So I would just be mindful of that there too. Now, let me pull a card on the Five of Pentacles because the Five of Pentacles is then covered by the Page of Pentacles. So it kind of indicates anything that is lost shall be recuperated, but also increased, okay? So some of you, I'm not seeing a surprise bill here. You will be happy to hear, but there may be a bill that is slightly increased in the month of July, okay? And you may be a little bit sort of cross about that, but I want you to look over it, really look at it, call up about it, because I feel like there may be a little bit of a discrepancy where someone's made a mistake and they'll have to recalibrate it, and you'll realize that it's still a little bit more than you hoped for or are used to, but it's not as much as they were asking for. So look out for that, okay? So I see compensation there, the Star. Now, the Five of Pentacles, especially, if you feel a bit unwell, you're going to be healing. Okay, that's number one, because the Five of Pentacles can connect to an energy of struggling with something. So if you are struggling with something or have been going through something that has really tested your faith and your patience, I feel like, you're going to get some respite. You're going to be able to catch a break from it, really identify it, heal it, or sort it out, find a solution. Also, the Five of Pentacles, especially if you're going for an interview, I would say you are the candidate for the job. You're the one who outshines everybody else. Don't think about what you feel like you lack on your resume. Think more about what you have that other people do not have. Also, there's this energy here of suddenly feeling that you're not going to get something, and then suddenly it happens. You get it, and it's really positive. So, the Five of Pentacles is kind of an energy where it's like, oh, I missed out on that thing. It's tough right now, but you're about to sort of turn a corner, shall we say, and it's going to be actually more positive than you expected. So it's almost like, don't worry about anything that you miss out on, because the universe is sending you something that is actually perfect for your situation, that is even better than before. So if you have gone for an opportunity and it was a missed opportunity, if you're trying to purchase a home, for example, and you're like, oh, you're outbid or it just didn't go your way, that means that there is an even better property on its way for you that will be financially more viable, but at the same time, bigger space, more in alignment with what you want, and there'll be less compromises there on your list. So I feel that that's what's happening there as well for you. Now, some of you, you may have had a procedure, or you may have booked a procedure or some sort of surgery or something for the month of July. I see you convalescing. Please convalesce, please rest, because with the Five of Pentacles and the Hangman, this is an indication that if you do not get the rest you need, or you get back into the fray really quickly, then you will have a setback. So just watch out for that. And finally, you've got the Page of Pentacles. Some of you are learning new skills in order to earn more money or increase the money that you have. You're going to be very successful at that. The Page of Pentacles is basically your commitment to prosperity. Financially, of course, you're going to see tangible success and kind of like undeniable evidence that what you've been working hard towards is starting to flourish and will pay off for you. But also, it's more than that. This is about the effort that you put into your life and sort of learning about reciprocity, because you have the Temperance card there as well. So the give and take of life. If you're putting a lot of energy into something and it's not giving back, it doesn't feel rewarding. It doesn't have to, it doesn't have to give back. What I mean by that, if you do something for somebody, you're not doing it to get something back. But if you're investing in like a career, or you're investing in a friendship or a relationship, and you're like, actually, I feel awful doing this. This doesn't feel right. If it doesn't feel right, it means your body, your mind, your soul is screaming out for change. So I feel right now you're taking stock of things, and I feel there's some really good things coming your way. But more than anything, this month for you seems to be about having fun, connecting to people that you really care about, going to events or invitations to enjoy yourself, to really reignite that spark and tap into that playful side of yourself again. Because I feel some of you, life has got pretty serious recently, and now you're just trying to like recalibrate and get back to this playful sense of fun. It's almost like I'm being given this energy of like how it used to be. And I feel like you're reconnecting to that. Now, your final card there is alchemy, magic. Now, of course, we must always remember the magic is within us. The changes that are necessary to live the life that you aspire to are in your hands. And when you get this card, number one, it's number 43. So when you reduce it, 3 plus 4, of course, is 7, which is all about movement forward. But this card, it's basically finding magic everywhere you go, living in the present moment, stopping to smell the roses, romancing your life a little bit. You are the magic. And I see here, if you knew what this card means from the deck itself, it actually means that there is a miracle on its way for you. So something that you were perhaps hoping for but felt it was never going to come, have faith, it's going to show up for you. And I feel It's almost like all the little ingredients or little pieces that you've been working on right now are starting to come together and build a whole. And then I feel like you're going to be able to, move forward there and create the life that you aspire to. Thanks so much. I'm so grateful. I'm being shown, it's really odd. I'm being drawn to the Five of Pentacles, and I'm seeing something being patched up on a wall. Okay, so either there's a hole in someone's wall and it's being patched up. I mean, that it could look like that, but I'm seeing something a little bit different and smaller in the water. Or it could be an indication that there may need to be some repair work in the month of July. So maybe this is something you've been putting off for some time. The repair work will be done in the month of July, is what I see there. And you will have the money to do it and recoup the money. The money will come back in. So I'll leave it there. Now, isn't that interesting? A butterfly just jumped out of the bowl there. So this is a major transformational month, but also this is a month where you spread your wings, is what I'm being given. Okay, so this is about getting out there amongst nature, but it's also about embracing the whimsy. If you think about a butterfly and how it sort of flits between things. So I feel this is about you embracing variety for the spice of life and just going out there and having as many adventures as you possibly can with the circumstances that you've got. Of course, we've got the dolphin, which represents having joy or bringing more joy in there. Dolphins, they have a lot of fun, but also, dolphins are highly intelligent, and they also have that sonar. So some of you are learning new knowledge, building upon whatever it is that you have already, but also I feel like you're developing your spiritual gifts, really connecting to your higher self there. And you've got the measuring tape, so it's like you are measuring up in life to see if everything that you've got there fits, and also if you have anything missing. But also this can connect to the DIY aspect that is going to be governing us all this month. So there may be some things around the home space that you'll be doing. It can also indicate repair work as well there. So I'll leave that there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you. And of course, I look forward to seeing your entries into the free personal reading competition if you wish to do so as well. So thank you so much, my beautiful Pisceans, and love and light.